Hi, Warriors. Big week ahead. Let's all be in a peak performing state because you have to be if you're a trader, like an athlete, in the zone. So let's talk about what's happening. Last week, I said sell euro at 108. It couldn't even get there. Okay, so is it possible that it makes another attempt? Could be, but I'm very bearish the euro right now. Part of the reason is even if you don't trade it, I think you have to pay attention to the euro pound. And the euro pound has made three attempts, it looks like right here. One, two, three, and then we're having a nice little reversal today in euro pound, which if this continues to head lower, and if you take a look at a weekly, you'll see, as all good traders do, they look left. And if you look left, you could see why euro pound is running into supply up here. So this tells me for this final thrust up in the dollar, which I still stand by, looking for 109, even though its retracement was much weaker than the yen. The yen actually has made new highs. So that reversal week was completely negated. I did try and sell a retracement. It just wasn't happening. It just got out. I'm not long. I'm not short. Yen, I have higher conviction about the euro right now. Looking for my final objective of 102, which I've been talking about for weeks upon weeks. Also, keep an eye on the Aussie. The Aussie had a real negative week last week, even if it tries to rally. To me, it's doubtful it's going to take out this high 65.5. Can it rally back to 4.5? Yes. But my long-term zone is something that I'm being patient and waiting for. And I still think that we're going to take out these lows, and around 62 cents in Aussie, I'm going to be a buyer. Okay, we'll see what the divergence or RSI setup looks like there, but long-standing target. Probably thought there were times I thought I missed it, but last week's action tells me it was okay to be patient, and I'm going to have my opportunity at 62. The other markets where I think I've saved people, the bulls, if they took me seriously, they got out of gold up here. Actually had some sells in the main room on TradeGATEHub. We're trying to hold here. It's still acting better than silver, as exemplified by the gold silver ratio trying to break out here, maybe for one more leg. But the heartbreak would have been in silver. And I talked about how I felt that silver still could wash out under new lows. I plan on staying patient. I think about what might be able to do that and drive it down there. And actually, it could be finally some type of sell-off in the S&Ps. I have some pretty good divergence developing here on the 4-hour. We're about 9 handles lower. There is an old Wall Street expression that the bears feast on Thanksgiving and the bulls on Christmas. So very possible. Here's a divergence on the 4-hour chart. With everything that's happening, CPI, potential government shutdown, I'm sure they'll put a happy face on the Biden-Xi meeting this week. Although the only good result for me would be for them to not repossess all the pandas in the zoo. Come on, G, give us the pandas back, please. Anyway, they'll spin it. Biden wants to have communications between the two militaries. I don't think Xi's going to go for it, but they'll both spin it. The government shutdown is a possibility. Yeah, they've avoided it always. You never know. I think this is the third one this year. Maybe it's 3 drives to a shutdown. Okay, because they avoided the first two. Maybe this third episode, what I say about threes. Last week, I warned about the oil trade that, WTI looked like it was breaking down under 80. That happened in a pretty big way right here. Any rallies, I think, towards 80 should be sold. Warn people about their oil share positions. I'm just looking for the X. Here it is, the XLE. Said that we'd probably break down under 84. So here we are. We did. We broke down. With a strong market, oil and copper stocks were the weakness last week. So we'll see if this breakdown's good. If it is, there's much lower numbers coming. I think you're going to need closes back over 84. That's a big gap it left on the way down. So oils are an avoid for me. And what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh yeah, the gold and silver shares. They again, told me to be patient. And here's Newmont making new lows. I think we're up a little bit today, but new lows with divergence beginning to develop. Not in a hurry to buy that. That's not going to be my preferred long. Here's GDX. Trying to hold this left shoulder. I think there's one more low coming, especially if silver flushes to my target. I don't know where gold or the gold shares are going to be, but you don't have to know if you're unsure technically about certain markets, but you have more conviction about one. So this is going to be my whole precious metal strategy on when to buy the gold and when to buy the miners is should silver capitulate and make new lows, maybe with a stock market sell-off because it is an industrial. And if there's a little whiff of deflationary impulse that so far has affected crude and materials and copper, you look at the copper stocks, Freeport, Mike and I talked about it, I don't know, $10 higher, but they haven't recovered the copper stocks. So, just something to keep an eye on here. Here we are. Also, China, while I'm on it. China, with the big rally we had last week, doesn't impress me. So here's Freeport trading in the 33 range. We were short into before the gap lower opening. We're back at June lows. Maybe we get a rally, but again, when you see weakness in copper, you see weakness in oil, and the oil certainly isn't because everyone's pumping. We're still operating under production cuts by the Saudis. The bull case is going to be closing the Straits of Hormuz. So, I don't know when that's going to happen, but that still looks pretty negative to me. And just stay focused. So my point being, when silver, I say when, like it's a foregone conclusion, gets down to take out this low, I'll be looking seriously at, not seriously, I'll actually be buying the miners at that point. And a couple of my candidates, this has been holding up pretty good. Fortuna compared to Endeavor. Look at Endeavor. So you're going to have to be selective. AG had a wedge and a throw over. It's back inside. Maybe that's it. But, if there's another flush in silver down back towards $20, I don't think AG is going to bottom. Here's the ETF on the juniors. That doesn't look good. Yeah, we could bounce, but the only positive thing I could say is they're at new lows. So where are they going to be if silver flushes? So I think great value is going to be set up for this minor trade no later than the end of the year. So I want to wish everyone good hunting. There's a lot of news out this week, but trade what you have conviction in. And I hope that maybe you participated on the downside in silver. Last week I did say one thing I always forget, but last week I said, could silver rally back to 2290 to go for the stops? And that's exactly what it did. It went to 2298, and here we are almost a buck lower. So this looks like a pretty good breakdown. It would change my mind if we start closing back over this breakdown again, but I think it's on its back heels, and you could sell rips and see what happens around $20. I'll see everyone in the room. I do have an interview today with a gentleman who believes it's not the Fed, it's oil. That's the most important indicator for fueling growth or contraction in the economy. So I look forward to talking to Steve from the SR Rocco report. And I'll see everyone. That's going to be 2 p.m. EST. Mike will be on in 90 minutes. So it's our hope that we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Adios.